I think it will, but I'm not. I'd focus on diet. Some ophthalmologists will tell you a warm, moist cloth on your eyes is very nice without charcoal. But, you know, if you want, what you do is you soak these things in warm water. You don't have to make them super hot, and it's granular, it's not powder. So you just soak it up, and I know it's an unclean animal, but you can put it in a microwave and warm it up, or you can put it in a toaster oven and warm it up, or you could use hot water to warm it up. But it works better if it's warm. It has to be moist, and that moisture really seems to be soothing on the eye. And the charcoal, what's it pulling out of the eye? I don't know, but the inflammation is usually much better by morning.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
I've read too that you can, use like the detox drink mix, that you can put that in a dropper, like just do a water and use it and drop it into the eye.
So people with conjunctivitis, itis, or pink eye, they will. Dr. Agatha says, and Sister White, don't put anything in the eye. So the charcoal water that we've been making here is going to be very gritty. You're not going to want to put that in the eye. But you let that charcoal settle out for a period of time so that what's left is what they call supernatant charcoal. It's the fine of the fines. And they are able to float. They're floaters. And the eye has floaters. This charcoal has floaters. And so they don't settle out. And you then you've used boiled water, so it's sterile. You don't want to use other water that's going to reinfect the eyes. Take an eyedropper and you just let it wash over the eye and do the same on the other eye. But you don't use the charcoal water. You could use charcoal poultices, but as far as directly to the eye, we had some friends who were missionaries in Papua New Guinea, and the whole village had pink eye. And they did not want to use antibiotics. They had had enough of antibiotics. It wasn't working. And they taught the people how to make this is not activated charcoal. They used regular charcoal, and let's see, how does the story go? Boiled water, they ironed some cloths to sterilize them. Then they take a piece of that cloth, dip it in the charcoal water, and they would squeeze it over the eye and let it bathe over the eye. 1 week, the whole village, pink eye free, totally sold on charcoal. And it's a wonderful experience. When you have that, you can have your own. And when you have something that's an open wound, take a picture. Like Michael's, take a picture. This is for your own sake. So you have a record. Anybody else? Now, I know, Dr. Joe, that you and your family have been doing this for a long time. And it even went to Australia with your son. What an opportunity to instruct people in this remedy. Do you mind me putting you on the spot and asking you, you're a gastro what?
Neurologist. GI doctor.
Where does gastroenterologist begin and end?
Beginning?
And it ends. One end to the other. Have you ever used charcoal for something gastro and
I suggest it to my patients frequently. It's something that can soothe the gut, pull out toxins. That's right.
Could you start over again, please?
Yeah, I have this right here.
I kept meaning to have you come up here.
In actuality, I was going to ask what experience you have on that too, because it's valuable. But it's what I tell it, what you were saying, adsorbs. It pulls out toxins. It is not harmful to you. I told them I love stuff that you're not going to absorb. So people are having diarrhea, even if some sort of colitis, that type of thing. I point them toward it, and even if they're just having an upset stomach, I point them to it. But I like things that aren't going to harm you. And the point I've heard you emphasize over and over what your wife says, if it's not going to harm, it's worth trying, and it's not super expensive,
Right.
and it's not toxic. Like I tell my patients, I don't like pharmaceuticals because it's whack-a-mole. You take care of one thing, another thing pops up over there. This isn't that way. So that's what I point them to, and people are open to it if they try it. I have 2 cautions I tell them. Number 1, take it at least 2 hours away from a medication, or your medication will just go right on through you and won't have done you good, which might be an improvement. I tell them that. The other thing I tell them is don't be alarmed, because it's going to come out as dark as it is. And it's amazing to people to see how dark their stool is, and it's frightening to them.
Yes.
I tell them, don't be alarmed by that. That's what's going to happen. So that's...
Yeah, would you expect? A pink stool, or?
It turns dark.
Yeah, they use it to discover what your transit time is. Well, I've had dysentery, I've had histoplasmosis, I've been on the floor retching from both ends. The floor, I was in a mess, and we tried a charcoal, and I throw it up. Then my wife put on charcoal poultices, and one time I got this histoplasmosis because I was cleaning out a large chicken pen, and I got this breathing into my lungs and into my gut, and I got really severe. And I finally said, okay, enough of charcoal, get me to a hospital. I really am sick this time. And then it came into my mind, one more poultice. She made a poultice this time, laid it on me. In 5 minutes, my system settled down and I went to sleep.
One more personal experience. We went on a mission trip to the Dominican Republic. I felt fine, but on the airplane ride coming to Atlanta, I go, uh-oh, things are bad. And actually, I went to the bathroom and I actually even passed out just from having so much diarrhea and whatnot. And I do colonoscopies, and if people have taken their prep, they're very upset if the doctor doesn't show up. So I can't be sick. So I took charcoal, did not miss a day of work. It fixed it. Did not take an antibiotic either. Not going to do that, but it works.
Have you used it, or your family, have they used it for something else besides gut problems? Well, your son, Brian, used it for the infection.
The skin type things, but I mean, as we have had our mind open, something that doesn't harm, it opens possibilities.
Yes. Well, he mentioned the precaution, you're trying to work with healthcare professionals, and last thing you want to do is to feel like you're competing against them. So you tell your guest, your patient, or your person, be aware that charcoal is going to absorb your toxin. It may not, but just assume that it's going to. And if you are going to then still want to go ahead with the charcoal, give yourself this window around your medication or to the person you're telling. And then tell them also to make sure they drink enough water so you don't get constipated. Now, tomorrow afternoon, we're going to do demonstrations as well. We will talk a little bit more about charcoal. Maybe some questions will come up. But we want you to realize that though we're talking tomorrow. So we want you to realize that charcoal is not the end-all, be-all of natural medicine. Everybody here has had experiences in other things. And we want to show you how powerful a hot foot bath can be, or a heating compress over the chest for bronchitis. How you use red suspenders to help with gastrointestinal problems. This is one you have not seen before. They have to be red suspenders. But there's that one. And hopefully, maybe we can round up some pine needles tomorrow morning and see how that works for a steam inhalation. Oh, you got some? Okay. So come back tomorrow afternoon at 1:30, and it's open-ended. we will offer, we haven't figured out yet how, but we've brought a lot of charcoal products here with us, and you're welcome to purchase them if you can. If we can't figure out a way how to take your money from you, we'll write it down on a piece of paper, and we'll figure out how to charge your card after the program. But my wife is not here, and she's the one who definitely knows how this works, not me. But we're not worried about that part of it. If you're willing to bring somebody and do a charcoal poultice through the program, or make a charcoal drink for them, we will give you a pint jar, okay? For you and for them to take home and use. I just don't want you to take it home and put it on a shelf. I want you to know that you know how to use it and that you're going to use it. I don't want it to sit there. There's no need for that. There's too many sick people out there that you can practice on, and know that it's not going to hurt them. Did you have something, Party, you wanted to say? You're good for now?
No, yeah, it was a pleasure being here. I'm glad that we got to all be together and learn, and I pray that we can bless those around us with the knowledge
Yes.
of our
Did you have a question?
Yeah, but maybe tomorrow, if we have more questions for tomorrow, or can I ask?
There are going to be a lot of questions tomorrow, probably.
So can I?
Sure. Is everybody okay? Now, if you need to go, you're more than welcome to go.
No, it's really quick. Now that I started to take charcoal from today, how often should I do it?
Okay, my wife takes it. What was that?
I said, ask your wife.
Yeah.
My wife takes it regularly, and she takes 1 to 2 tablespoons a day. She uses a small Dixie cup, puts the water in first,
Water first.
and then mixes the charcoal into that kind of very thick, and then she just downs that. Sometimes she'll make it thick, and she'll use a spoon, and it's done that way. Sometimes some people will add slippery elm powder to it, make like a lozenge, and swallow it. Ellen White said charcoal with sweet oil is very good for indigestion. So there's multiple ways of doing it. There's a lot of prejudice about putting something black and chalky in your mouth. And so getting children started, sometimes you'll put it in an opaque container with a straw so they don't see it. And then you make fun of it. You make light of it. Oh, look at those beautiful lips you have, and those sparkling black teeth that you have. And that's a way of, and you laugh about it. And if the child sees the mother or the father or grandparent or aunt or uncle taking it, they're much more likely to what? To take it, especially if you can make fun of it. It turns into a game. And it's not unusual for me to hear parents say, oh yeah, my child came up to me and said, oh, my tummy's upset. Can you please get me some charcoal? That's very common. They'll recognize right away that it's helped. Anybody else? Yes?
What about if you just make it in capsules?
The capsules are very convenient, and we have capsules as well. The capsules are convenient, but if you're making a poultice, it's more expensive. So the capsules are made with a higher grade of charcoal powder, and so you'd use those internally. But I'm also, when you people ask me, I'm also thinking of making poultices, and so you're not going to use capsules to make a poultice.
Right.
So that's why we use the one in the green tub is made from hardwood. The one in the blue tub is made from coconut shell. And one is more expensive to purchase, and one is less expensive, but I have no problem using both of them. I'm just not going to use up the very expensive grade on a poultice.
You mentioned that the capsules are stronger. Are they stronger than what comes in those containers?
Yeah, that grade is stronger than the green.
How do they make it stronger?
We're back to that surface area. They call it beta surface area. And so the more surface area it has, the more ability it has to what? Adsorb things to its surface. So the surface area, as far as commercially, industrial is concerned, to them it's very important because they want a minimum amount of cleaning agent with the maximum amount of absorption. And so they're looking for these high-end charcoals that will absorb more with less volume. It makes sense. But they all work. I'm not shy about using any one of them for either purpose. Some of these things, I think I really recommend my book, charcoalremedies.com, and it's on sale. I think everything's on sale. I think they gave me a sheet 10% off. I have to look at that. But the book, when I wrote the book, I had very little knowledge about charcoal. I have a lot more knowledge now than I did then. It's almost 20 years. But the title of the book is charcoalremedies.com, and I thought, well, if people don't buy the book, they'll go to the website and get that information. Well, the website has a lot of information that's not in the book, but there's a lot of information in the book that's not on the website. So Carrie's story and these other stories are not in the book, and we have pictures. So that's the advantage of using both of them together. There's a lot of information on the website, a lot of pictures for people to look at. And a picture, as they say, is worth 1,000 words. Well, we must be all getting a little bit tired